Right guys, welcome to the 16th of May. It's Saturday afternoon and I'm in Whitby Gulf. So we've had her out this morning. We've had her down lane, done about 5 miles in her. All went alright, no problems with her. It's just a blowout really. I need to give her a clean. I was going to clean her earlier but didn't get round to it. So yeah, she blew cobwebs out, made a bit of smoking noise. I did make a video but unfortunately I had to give away where I am. And at the moment that ain't going to happen. So yeah, so she went out for a run, all happy days. So time to do a service on her. I've not serviced her for 2 years. I'll change the engine oil, should I say. Reason is she doesn't do that many hours. It's supposed to be like a 400-hour service interval. I think I've probably done a couple of hundred, but 2 years down the line I want to get it squared up again, get on the right track. Unfortunately she hasn't done as much work as I was hoping she'd do. So yeah, we thought we'd set on with doing a service on her. Hence why the chaos. So we're on, in this we've got an OM 352A. It's the turbo version, so it's a 5.7 litre straight six. They're just glory. Yeah, so it's a good engine. It's sound enough. God knows how many hours are on it, but it's still solid. So what do? Well, tub went underneath, dropped the engine oil out. Didn't make too much mess, really. I did miss a bit, it's all in my hands, but so yeah, fuel filter went in. Engine oil filter went in. There is a bit of grit in the bottom of here. The oil's fine. There's just a bit of grit, but there was a bit in there before when I started. The engine oil filter itself is actually, you won't see it down there. Well, that's the bottom of it. So there's one big centre bolt that goes through the centre that screws up, and then there's a drain as well. So new O-ring, well, copper ring in there. There's a rubber washer at the top of this, so that was replaced. And yeah, that was the engine oil filter done. There's a big copper washer there for the drain plug, so that got changed as well. I was going to do the diesel filter, but she hasn't done that many hours, and the pre-filter looks quite clean anyway, so I'm going to cheat and not do that one. What I'll do is I'll show you what. So this is the engine oil filter. I always have a couple of spares. So just a paper filter with a rod out middle, and then if I don't drop on the floor as well, I need 4 sets of hands sometimes. You get a rubber ring and a copper washer, and there's also a little washer in there for the drain plug on the oil filter. I put a copper washer in to mine just because I had them kicking around. I think these ones are actually aluminium. I've actually got a couple of spares. Well, I've got a couple of spares of them, but they're for the fuel filters. So we'll cover this back up. I did have a bit of panic on because I've got that filter as well, which is a little bit bigger. This is the cartridge from the 406 I used to have from the MOG. So yeah, that's not bad. I'm cracking on. I think there was 13 litres of oil, and then there's a couple of litres in the filter itself when I filled it up, so you're looking at 15 litres of oil in her. It's taken me ages because I had actually filmed this about 4 times. And yeah, you can see I'm not the tidiest person in the world, but that tub is brilliant. The old drum that I use, and that cradle's actually a frying pan. Not a frying pan, a deep fat fryer. So that's what goes into your chips. I think that's what it is anyway. But yeah, just everything there draining down, and then a couple of barrels that are old manky oil, just to throw it away. Well, throw it away. I've got a lad that'll take it for us. While we're here as well, I do use Morris oils at 1540. Local contractor supplies it for us, and it's cheap enough, especially in bulk. It's cheaper than going to Halfords and getting it anywhere. So yeah, that's about it really. She's all serviced up. What I do need to do is fire her up and get the oil around the engine, because at the top of the engine there's actually some galleries that need to fill with oil. So you could have, on the dipstick it could say full, but when you're actually running it, when those galleries are full of oil, you could actually be short on oil for the engine. So she's full on the dipstick. I'll get her cranked up, fired up, leave her for run for a minute, knock her off, and then you kind of fairly sharpish go around the other side and pull out the dipstick, which is just that's your filler anyway. I say these wouldn't look too bad anyway, so I'm quite happy with that. Also I mentioned before, mudguards. So that's the second hand one that I bought before, so I didn't think my painter was going to get mine done. And this is a brand spanking new one, and unfortunately, get out of the way of the light, that's not quite right. So what we've got is, turn the light on, so that bolt holds tight, you can see a gap there. That grommet should be more into the centre, and there's actually a bolt that should go in there. You can just see the edge of the bolt hole. So what I need to do is drill a big chunk out of it to get the damn thing to fit. Because if you look from the front, hopefully it'll show it better. If you take, oh hang on a minute, I've got oil on the blooming lens. Hold still. Better. So if you, I cut that bit out. If you look at the gap between the mudguard and that quarter window, and on that side, the left hand side is actually what it should be, and that one's tight up. You can see what I mean? So yeah, the whole thing's, in fact if you look at the level of the wings compared to each other, this right hand one is actually tilting into towards the tractor, whereas the left hand one's level across. So I'm disappointed in that. It means I'm going to have to grind a load of that paint off with a die grinder and make that hole bigger. And then the other side problem I'm going to have, so if I move everything across, I'm actually going to have the bolt hole come through here. So that means I'm going to have to weld to fill in. Because it's that hole that seems to be wrong. I need to then weld in some material back on this side. So yeah, not the greatest thing it would. So I've held off putting the other one on. I just want to get her working at the moment. I'm sick of her sat here. Hopefully the grass coming in the next couple of months will be good to go. So yeah, that's about it really. Hope you're all well, and I shall catch you later. Cheers. Bye.